Welcome back. Former President Trump's historic win in the Iowa caucus is now leading to a potential similar result in New Hampshire primary that's happening next week on Tuesday. This race is being closely watched, including by our friendly neighbors to the north, who could have a similar political situation brewing. Joining me now is the host of the Charbonne Report, Michael Charbonne. Michael, Trump ended up with 30 percentage points ahead of his competition for the party's nominee at the first caucus in Iowa this past Monday. Now he's maintaining the strong lead in the Tuesday primary in New Hampshire. This shift in perspective about Trump here in America is really changing from the current leadership under President Biden. What are you seeing? Are you getting a sense of that happening in Canada with the Canadians there? I know they watch really closely. Are you seeing that there's support for Trump up in Canada?
No, there isn't. It's a canary in a coal mine, but it depends who you listen to, John. If you listen to friends of the Liberals and the CBC, 29% of Canadians think that the U.S. is an authoritarian state. And if a vote took place for Biden and Trump in Canada, why Biden would win. Yeah, but that's one poll. If you look at another poll, which is more reminiscent, or I should say indicative of Canadians, 58% of Canadians think that the current federal government is wrong. And much of what you guys are talking about, the Republicans, I should say, correct that, in the States is about inflation, is about immigration, is about wokeness, is about international politics. They're afraid. They're afraid in Canada. Oh, my God, this is coming to Canada. No, Canadians are standing up, much like Republicans are standing up in the United States and saying, we've had enough. And it's coming around, John. We're starting to see that. Pierre Poilievre, who is the leader of the Conservatives in Canada, is leading by 17 to 20 points in a national poll. So what are the Liberals talking about? Why, Trump, of course. It's the same thing. What are the Democrats talking about? They're not talking about their bad record. They're talking about Trump, devil Trump.
And that brings me to the next point. If Trump were to win the general or even get the nomination, what does that do for Pierre Poilievre, the leader of the opposition there, who is getting that support? Does that strengthen his support in Canada if it's another Trump administration?
So Trump is all about America first. Trump is about inflation. Trump is about closing the borders. Trump is about stopping scandals. Trump is about acknowledging what's happening in China. Every single one of those points relate to Canadians that can do exactly the same thing for our nation. We're sick and tired of all this woke scenario. One of Trudeau's things was they mandated that female period products must be carried in all men's washrooms in federal buildings. Like, what are you doing, wasting time and money doing that, when if you want to do an effort like that, it's ridiculous. They're telling us we can't toboggan down certain hills because it's going to be dangerous. Stop all this. Keep the money inside. That's what Trump is saying. It's being America first. Canada can do Canada first, and we can both walk hand in hand with a conservative perspective to change what's going on. This wokeism that's happened since 2019, John. And
just real quickly, I want to get to this because I read this and I said, what's going on with the Canadian hockey handshake after the games? This is a thing of, of pride and respect for your gamesmanship. What's going on?
God forbid that Johnny should sit there and have a handshake at the end of the game with a guy that he tried to pummel against the boards. That's the whole point of sportsmanship. And the Newfoundland Hockey Association says, it's too dangerous. It could promote accidents. You know what it is? It's a lack of control of coaches and a lack of control of referees. You do a handshake at the end. You even kneel and pray in many instances. Look what they do in the NFL. Stop this. Stop it.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It is absolutely ridiculous. Michael Charbonne, always a pleasure. Thank you. We're out of time. We got to get to our next show. I appreciate it. We will leave it here. That is the rest for Sunday Report, but we have more coming up. Sunday Agenda starts right now with Lydia Serrano.